It's that time of the week. We are giving you our trade for and trade away players. Last week, Badaki, we told people to trade for Najee Harris, Zeke, Rojo, Julio Jones, Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler. I'd say we hit on every one of those except for one, Rojo. And we told people to trade away AB off of that high week and Josh Jacobs. Our goal is to hit more than we miss.
That's right.
I'm pretty proud of what we did last week. We're bringing you more trade for and tradeaways this week. Let's start with the trade fours, Badaki. Who is your first trade for of the week?
That's right. My first trade for the week is AJ Brown. Yes, he's been a disappointment. What happened last week? Derrick Henry ran for 35 times, 182 yards. That's just absolutely ridiculous. It was clear something clicked in that game. So they just maybe abandoned the throw potentially.
They fed the king.
Yeah, they fed the king. Obviously, in week 1, he had 8 targets. In week 2, he had 9 targets. His target share will be consistent throughout the year, I believe, at least. So why not go and try to get AJ Brown? Remember, this defense is terrible, so why not go and get somebody that they're going to be utilizing all throughout the year?
Yeah, I agree. Julio and AJ are going to be consistent fantasy options. So people are really worried about AJ. Go take advantage of that.
That's right.
Rondale Moore.
Ooh.
I made a video about this yesterday because I was so excited and I couldn't wait till today. So check it out. We'll link it right here if you want to see it. But in short, there's 3 reasons I believe in Ron the Don, as I like to call him, Ron the Don Dale Moore. Number 1, there is no one on the field for the Cardinals that can do what Rondale can do.
Right.
This dude is a freak athletically. Number 2, he's getting opportunities. I was so excited for him coming out of the draft, but I wasn't sure when that would happen, when these opportunities would come. Cliff Kingsbury is giving him opportunities. In week 1, 6 opportunities. In week 2, 9 opportunities. And he puts up 135 total yards and a tutty.
Wow.
He's getting opportunities, and he's been extremely efficient with those opportunities. And number 3, he can play all over the field, jet sweeps, screen passes. You can't go trade for Jamar Chase right now. The name is too big.
Yeah.
But the name Rondale Moore is not big enough where people are not willing to move him. I think he could be a league winner. I genuinely think that. I want Rondale over Kenny Golladay, Jacoby Myers, OBJ, Will Fuller, Brandon Aiyuk, Jalen Waddle, and even Tyler Boyd. They play Jacksonville this week. I am going to be flexing him in leagues. Go get Rondale before it's too late. I really think he's a league winner this year.
Trade for Tony Pollard. They are going to be utilizing him all throughout the season. It's pretty clear that that's what's happening. He's also probably the best handcuff right now in fantasy.
I agree.
This is the guy that you want on your team.
If Zeke goes down, if Zeke goes down, Pollard has like top 10 to 8 upside every week. I mean, he's already been top 8 so far.
Absolutely. And if you look back at these 2 games, Tony has actually outscored Zeke in fantasy. Not saying that that is going to continue, but that's something to keep an eye on because these last 2 weeks, Tony has been doing his thing. I believe the Cowboys want to continue to progress his role in this year. So why not get Tony Pollard? Obviously, he is a big name right now. Everyone's talking Tony this, Tony that. Look, I understand. There's a lot of names that I would rather have than Tony Pollard. I mean, obviously,
you would rather have Tony than. So what's the names? What's the names?
You know, obviously, if you listen to our podcast, we were talking about like a J.D. McKissick, a Kenneth Gainwell, Javonte Williams, a Mike Davis, guys like that. I would rather have I would rather have Tony Pollard over all those guys. So why not get a handcuff? Maybe a guy that you can also be flexing week in and week out.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm not worried about Zeke, just to be clear on this take. Are you worried about Zeke?
No, I'm not worried about Zeke, but it's just really clear that they want to use Tony.
Yeah, it's clear that Pollard will be a part of this offense. Don't freak out if you have Zeke. He has still been efficient, and he's been good.
Yeah.
All right, my next trade for candidate is Antonio Gibson.
Gibby.
Look, as a football player, Gibson's been fantastic. It just has not turned into fantasy points, unfortunately. I'll give you 3 reasons I believe in Gibby still. Number 1, he has been uber efficient with his opportunities.
Right.
179 all-purpose yards in 2 games, averaging just under 5 yards per carry. I'm going to give you a list of players. And Antonio Gibson has been more efficient with his opportunities than all these players. David Montgomery, Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry, Miles Sanders, Dalvin Cook, Darrell Henderson. Should I keep going? Chris Carson, Damian Harris, Joe Mixon, Zeke, CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Najee Harris, and Alvin Kamara. The list goes on and on. But the point is, Gibson has been very efficient with his opportunities. I believe more opportunities will come. Number 2, the touchdowns will come.
Okay.
Last year, we saw Gibson on the goal line get a lot of touchdown work. It didn't happen last week because of the 2-minute offense, but I promise you the touchdowns will come. And number 3, Taylor Heineke is a more competent quarterback than I realized. Badaki, you've said this from the beginning. I'm a Washington fan. You said Taylor Heineke scares me more than Fitzpatrick. Watching Thursday Night Football, I realized Heineke... yeah, for you. Heineke can move the ball. He really, really can. And when you think about a backup quarterback coming in, typically it's, the coach says, let's limit the game plan. Let's not push the ball. But that's not the case with Washington and Heineke. Heineke, they trust him to move the ball, to, make this offense an efficient offense. So I feel good about Gibson. I want him in leagues. I think people are worried about him, and I'm ready to take advantage of it.
This one's definitely hard for me. I mean, I love Antonio Gibson. This is a guy I drafted in my first or second pick in drafts coming into this year. He's just been letting me down.
I understand the worry with Gibson, but I actually love that you're bringing up that you're worried, because I want to find the owner like you in leagues and go get Gibson, because I believe in him. So whether you believe in him or not, that's up to you. But Aki, who's your last trade for target?
My last trade for target is Brandon Aiyuk. Okay, Aiyuk has been a complete disappointment so far this season. Week 1, less than 30% of snap shares, but week 2, he did progress 54% snaps onto the field, which leads me to believe that he is being progressed into the season currently right now in his workload. So obviously, look, he was a first round pick. He was a guy that was really talented coming into the season or into his rookie year. They're going to utilize him. He balled
out last year too, by the way.
They're going to utilize him.
People are forgetting so quickly.
Absolutely. Look, this is not hey, let's trade and start Brandon Aiyuk right now. It's a trade and stash until we see the consistency coming in. Okay? Yeah. Get Brandon Aiyuk on the load. Guys that I would trade for Brandon Aiyuk, a Jacoby Myers, somebody that's struggling, a Tyler Boyd maybe right now at the moment, a Callaway, which might be a little bit difficult because he's struggling as well. Those are the guys that I would want right now to stash.
Let me ask you, I'll ask you a list of names.
Okay.
How about Christian Kirk?
Oh, yes. I'll trade
Tim
away.
Patrick.
Yes.
Cole Beasley.
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure I know you are. And I like this Brandon Aiyuk take as well. I think there's people who are dropping him, and you could pick him up off the waivers.
That's absolutely crazy.
But the reality is the price is so low right now that there's not much risk. My last trade for target is Allen Robinson. There's no getting around the fact that Allen Robinson has been bad for fantasy so far.
Right.
Okay, but friendly reminder, in week 1, he went up against Jalen Ramsey. This is pretty simple as a take. I know who Allen Robinson is. I know who he is as a player. He finished as a top 10 wide receiver 2 years in a row. And last year, he was 3rd in overall targets amongst all players.
Right.
I expect this team to target him more often. I know there's a little bit of confusion between the starting quarterbacks here, but whoever it is, they need Allen Robinson to win games.
Absolutely.
They can't not utilize Allen Robinson and win games. Their offense is not good enough. And the emergence of Mooney is actually a positive, in my opinion, for an Allen Robinson.
Yeah, 100%.
What's been A-Rob's problem his entire career? The only person the defense needed to look at was Allen Robinson.
Right.
Now Mooney is starting to emerge. Cole Kmet is starting to emerge. That's going to open up more opportunities for Allen Robinson to be one-on-one. I'm going to give you one trade away, and so is Badaki. My trade away target this week is Robbie Anderson.
Oh, man.
Look, I am in full-blown panic mode. I have no idea how I missed so hard on Robbie Anderson this year.
Same.
But I completely missed. This all comes down to, well, what happened last year that's not happening this year? Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
Robbie Anderson was balling out last year.
Back and healthy.
CMC was injured most of the year, right?
Correct.
And CMC is now getting a bunch of target share, which affects Robbie Anderson. And it's very clear to me that the Panthers want DJ Moore to be the wide receiver 1, especially with the opportunities that they're giving him and the connection he has with Sam Darnold. Look, don't give Robbie away from nothing, because he's still very valuable.
Absolutely.
But be very open to offers. And I'm even trying to slide him into these, package deals. Oh, bro, I'll give you Robbie if you add like this Robbie, guy man? As well. You know, you like Robbie? Here's the deal. I know this is a trade away target this week, but I am telling you to trade him away directly after the Thursday night football game. Okay? They're playing the Texans. This is a good week. You should start him probably, if you don't have better options. And then once he has a good week, let's say he puts up 15 to 20 points this week against the Texans, trade him away if you can. And that way you have a trade that's set up when the next week resets, because, over the weekend, you'll be mulling trade offers. And if you can throw him in, I would be doing so, because he's probably going to have a good week against the Texans. And then I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm definitely trading away Robbie Anderson. Try to find some value with him this week, hopefully. Look, my trade away guy is Michael Pittman. And just disclaimer before everyone gets, whoa, calm down. This is only contingencies if Carson Wentz is not playing. Obviously, Carson Wentz is hurt. He hurt both, not just one, but both of his ankles. And we don't know that timeline currently right now. But if he is out,
we'll find out on Hard Knocks.
And if he is going to miss time, I don't want Michael Pittman on my team. The one reason why we love Michael Pittman was because he was going to be Carson Wentz's new Alshon Jeffrey. Okay.
That was a big reason. Keep going. That wasn't my only reason, but that was a big reason. Keep going.
It definitely was a big reason. But this is a risk aversion move. Why have somebody? We saw Jacob Eason come in. He looked terrible. He lost the game. He was the reason why they lost that game. Okay. It doesn't look like he has a good chemistry with his offense. I don't want Jacob Eason throwing the ball to Michael Pittman at all. So what I'm doing is that I'm trading him, selling him high right now, and seeing what I could be getting in trades.
So I said this on the podcast. I have an issue with this take. I just think it's a bigger risk to trade him away than the value that you will return, if that makes sense, right? So, what are names that you are wanting to get instead of Michael Pittman?
Look, somebody like a Mike Williams, Cortland Sutton. I know that's kind of iffy right now with Cortland. A Brandon Cooks, potentially. He's been doing pretty well. And
that's the thing. I don't imagine anyone giving up those players for Michael Pittman.
Rondale Moore, a guy that used to trade for now. I would rather have Rondale Moore. It just feels a lot more secure right now with any of those guys, either of those guys, than Michael Pittman. Jacob Eason, I don't want him throwing the ball to Pittman. I just don't like it. It's a risk aversion. But if Carson Wentz is in, then just disregard this.
Carson Wentz is back. The bigger issue here is people want consistency. You look at Michael Pittman week 1, and it didn't look good. He still ran the most routes of any wide receiver, but people will say that doesn't look good. Week 2 looked great, but people are going to say there's no consistency. So I just don't think people are going to want to trade for him.
Exactly. But the argument is when you try to sell Michael Pittman and say, hey, look, he played against the Rams. He wasn't supposed to do well. He had his best breakout game of this year
against
the Rams. Exactly. So that's your trading point. Your selling point.
I get it. I want to keep Michael Pittman. We disagree a lot sometimes, but I'm glad that we can still respect each other's takes. Let us know down below. Are you trading for any of these guys? Are you trading any of them away? Let us know. Hopefully it'll help you out. Good luck this week.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.